Hey Molly, I've looked over your lesson plan and here's my feedback. In general, this is really well done. It probably just like questions I have for you about some of the like where your organization of the content. Let me show you what I mean. So, cool topic to start with, right? A solution to a sticky problem. I think that's something all the kids can relate to. Okay. Um, it's interesting. I don't know. So you have them, bell rings. You tell them to come in, sit down, be quiet, read an article, and answer 4 questions about it. As far as hooks go, that's, sometimes that's just teaching and sometimes it goes that way, but I would want to challenge you to think a little bit harder about hooking them, about engaging them. Remember that our goal as teachers is to make what we're teaching a solution to the kids' problems each day, right? And so even if you started off with something like, hey, I want everyone to sit on the floor and look under your desk, right? Anyone see any gum under there? Because, hopefully a lot of kids say no, but come on, there is. It's a school, and that's disgusting, right? That's this very real thing. And now I want you to read this article about how that doesn't have to be a problem. Even if it's something as small as that takes you 2 minutes, it just engages them just that tiny bit more, and kind of decreases some of the off-topic conversations. Okay, so I just want to challenge you, push that little extra bit. Okay, all right. So you run them through answering the questions verbally. All right, and then whoops, I scrolled a little too far. Okay, so you run them through verbally answering the questions, and then you said that there's other writing techniques that can make this effective. And right here, then you say, we're going to start writing expository papers. Again, it's that, if you had that little bit of engagement at the very beginning of class, it's during the transitions that you can go back to that engagement. I think of it like sewing, like knitting or something like that. There's all these really nice, well-defined loops, but if you don't come back and attach them together, you can't make the full product. So, think about it. If you had the kids sit on the floor and look under their desk to start with, there's got to be at least one kid who's going to find gum. It's a school, right? Right, and then, so in this moment, you say, okay, look, that was a problem that really bugged that writer, all that gum. Not only did it cost money, let's just face it, it's disgusting, right? So, are there any, what kind of problems do you guys have that you could think about solving? They can be personal problems, school problems, big problems. Jot down a couple topic ideas and share them with the neighbor. So just hooking back to that tiny little engagement piece, so that by the time you move on and say, we're going to start writing expository papers, what you say is not just, we're going to start writing expository papers, but what you're going to say is, I want to help you guys be really effective communicators and writers surrounding one of the problems and one of the topics that you actually care about. Whether it's something you care about, whether it's a community topic, and I want to help you effectively communicate that. Someday you may want to, take on a bigger platform and talk to people about that problem, and there's some really nice tricks that we can get in there. So just that little looping back, I think it'll just help bring those kids into you and into the lesson plan so much more effectively. Okay, I want to push you that extra step to do that extra little piece. Okay, I find it interesting that you talk to them about the techniques of a paper before you have an identified topic, but then I see you having, okay, here are the 8 techniques that we're going to talk about. Okay, here are the things I don't want you to talk about because it's not appropriate for school. Okay, and then the topic that you chose to drill into during this lesson plan was transitions. I find that very interesting because, again, back to that notion of making making all of what we teach solutions to the kids' problems, right? Transitions aren't a problem for those kids yet. Transitions will be a problem during revision phases, right? When they've got this paragraph blopped on their paper and another paragraph blopped on your paper, and you're like, I don't even get how these two relate. Now we're ready for transition sentences. So coming back up to the top, right? I wonder if a direct instruction piece that would be more appropriate up front is something about like gathering facts, developing a thesis statement, from a hypothesis statement, if it's a problem solution essay, and then you wrap back around and do research so that you, in the end, revise your thesis statement so that you're teaching them this really nice circle of like 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4 kind of a thing. That might be something that is more engaging for them at the moment, because transitions just won't be a problem for them until later, okay, during revisions, So I like the sample essay you pulled. I like the transition words and phrases piece that you pulled. I think those are really well done, and I think having a sample essay that is so well written from another writer that is in their same age range is a great idea. Teach them to take those sentences out of there, deconstruct them for the structure and put your own words in. That's how we learn to be good writers. So I really like the rest of the lesson plan. I think you did a really good job on it. Thanks.